founder and CEO of Vinco Bar Exam Coaching, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9, bar prep, but make it festive. I'm here with my Minnie Mouse t-shirt and my grandma sweater. This is actually my grandma's sweater. Since I keep telling you guys what a grandma I am in all of these videos, I figured I should start to dress the part. So today, for day 9, I am going to be giving you a behind the scenes tour of what it is like to work with Vinco. So I am going to tell you all about in depth what the coaching relationship is like, who coaching is for, who it's not for, and what it really looks like to work with one of our coaches. So are you ready? Let's get started. I've put together these slides to help pull back the curtain on what it is that we really do here at Vinco and how Vinco how we can help you pass the bar exam. So the first ingredient to that is making sure that you understand what it is we do, which might seem simple, but honestly, this is where we get a lot of questions. So the first thing I want to address is, what is a bar exam coach? And is it the same as a tutor? And the answer is no. Coaching is a more comprehensive approach than tutoring. When I think of tutoring, I think of someone who's going to be teaching me the law, right? Today, we're going to go over this part of the federal rules of evidence, or we're going to learn mortgages. And that's great. I am absolutely not dissing tutoring. Tutoring plays an important role and is very helpful for some people. But it's not what we do here because it's not what our students need. Our primary focus is not on teaching our students the law. We teach our students how to learn the law and how to apply it. And the best way that I can describe what we do is right here on the slide where it says coach, teammate, and cheerleader. We're a coach in that we're making the plan for you, right? We're calling the plays where you have the big picture vision. We know what the blueprint for success is. But we're also your teammate because we are walking side by side with you every step of the way, and doing the work together. And then we're your cheerleader when we're, cheering you on and making sure that you're keeping your mindset and your positivity where it needs to be. It's really important to us that we see our students as whole people because we know that there's more going on in your life than just taking a test. And sometimes it's those outside things that are interfering more than anything academic. So yes, of course, we care if you learn the law and we're always here to help you clarify if you have questions, but we know that that's not the biggest issue. And so we're looking at all of the other strategies that are necessary to get you across the finish line. Next, it's really important to understand who bar exam coaching is for and who it is not for. So let's start with who is a great fit for bar exam coaching. Those who are coachable and teachable. You have to want to get feedback to work with a coach, right? I mean, that seems obvious, but if nobody can tell you anything about your progress or how you're doing or where you can improve, coaching would be hard for you because it's not just your coach being critical or judging you, but they're really trying to pinpoint what's getting in the way between you and your goals. So in order for this to work, you have to be open to receiving that information. You also have to not be afraid to do the work. Our motto here isn't necessarily to work harder. In fact, I would say, if anything, it's to work smarter. And sometimes students even say that they study less when they're with us, but that they're doing different and more productive things. But that's not to say that it is not going to take time and effort to pass the bar exam, right? And so students who are willing to show up and do the work see the best results. Bar exam coaching is also great for individuals who have thrived with one-on-one support in the past. Right? Maybe you know that you always just need that little bit of extra help, that you need that customization, that you have a lot of questions, and you do the best when you have someone there to answer them. And then finally, students who can self-identify a reason or two that they need that extra support and need a custom plan. It could be academic, right? That there was just this struggle in law school, and having that extra support off the bat is helpful. It could be that maybe you've been taking the bar exam a few times now and you need help coming up with that passing strategy. It could be because you know that you have a lot of stress and anxiety, and it would be very helpful for you to have someone. It could be because you have a very busy life, a significant other, children, a full-time job, and you need that accountability to staying on track. So those are all potential reasons that someone might want to work with a bar exam coach. And the rest are reasons really identifying who is a good fit for coaching. Equally as important is determining who is not a good fit for bar exam coaching. And you would think that as a business owner, I would be like, no, like anyone who wants to pay me can sign up. But honestly, that's not my strategy. And the reason it's not my strategy is because if someone is not a good fit for coaching, taking their money is bad for them. It's bad for us. The student's not going to see a good result. Their coach is not going to have a good experience working with Vinco. Um, and it's just a bad situation all around. So I like, bar exam coaching and just the bar exam in general is an investment. And it's really important to me that people understand what they are investing in when they sign up. So absolutely, bar exam is not for, bar exam coaching is not for people who are looking for a quick fix. There's nothing quick about what we do here. This is a process. We were working with people over the course of 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks. It's day in and day out. It's thousands of multiple choice questions. It's 60 plus essays. It's lots of MPTs. It's a lot of hours reviewing questions. And it's a lot of working together. If I had a magic quick fix bar exam plan, I would be selling that and not coaching, right? So you have to understand that like we're in this together for the long haul. And we're not an insurance policy. Sometimes people sign up for coaching and they're like, okay, like I have this coach, so now I'm definitely going to pass the bar exam. And I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. You have to be able to show up, which gets to my next point about people who make a lot of excuses aren't good for coaching, because you have to show up and do the work. And this is not to say, listen, like people who work with us work full time, they have kids, things happen. This isn't about life, but those people who are just like, everything is an excuse. Everything is a reason why the deadline can't get met. Everything, it's not their fault. And you have to have a certain degree of personal accountability. Your coach is there to keep you on track and offer that external accountability, which is also super important. But you have to have some kind of internal accountability to understand that you've got to show up and incorporate the plan you're given. And students who do not want to hear and incorporate feedback, right? Sort of the flip side of what I was saying before. If you just want someone to tell you that everything that you do is amazing and you have nothing to change, I'm not going to take your money and have the coach tell you that, because you wouldn't need coaching, right? You're coming here because you want to make a change. Your coach is always going to speak to you respectfully and with empathy and with caringness, but they're going to tell you what you need to hear to pass the bar exam. And if you don't want to hear that, and if you're not going to incorporate their feedback, then coaching wouldn't be a good fit for you. And then finally, coaching is not a good fit for someone who just wants someone to teach them the law, right? As I've already mentioned, we're happy to clarify law. It's a part of what we do, but our primary focus isn't just sitting there and reviewing the law with you. There are lots of other tutors and companies that do that. Many of them are excellent. And so if that's what you're looking for, you'd want to go another route with it. So now that we have this clearer picture of what Vinco does and who it is and isn't a good fit for, I want to actually walk step by step through our program and sort of pull back the curtain here and show you all of the different features and what it really looks like to work with a Vinco coach. Whoops, did I go too far? Nope. Okay. So the first thing, and this is really, the cornerstone of our program, is one-to-one coaching sessions with a dedicated bar exam coach. So if you sign up for Vinco, you are assigned a bar exam coach. You work with that person all through bar prep. So we have been virtual long before everything was virtual, right? I've been joking a lot in 2020 that I was using Zoom before it was cool. So we've always been virtual. So you can sign up with Vinco anywhere. We've had students in other countries. We've had students in Hawaii, which is kind of cool actually. And your coach can work with you regardless of your time zone, whatever, we work it out. So they're virtual one-to-one sessions. They're done on Zoom. We have 4 different packages, 8, 10, 15, and 20 sessions. And so your number of sessions is dependent on what you sign up for. The way that you share materials with your coach is through Google Drive. We keep everything really organized. You have access, your coach has access, and us as administrators have access. And that is where you put your essays, your MPTs. That's where your MBE tracker is. And that is just how really share those materials. This is the number one question that I get asked in consults is like, what does the one-on-one session look like? And I will tell you what I tell people on consults, which is that it's different for everyone. So let me give you some examples. Your coach will do check-ins on your bar exam schedule. They will do check-ins on your anxiety levels. They will have you write essays together, go through MBE questions together, clarify areas of law, talk about the way that you're breaking down and memorizing the law. Your sessions might look different every time because as you evolve as a student, your needs are going to evolve, right? So they might follow a similar structure, or they might be very different. That's really depending on like the coach and the student and how they want to set that up. Next, you get your customized bar exam blueprint, which is a bar exam plan that is made just for you. And so I'm going to walk through now the sections of the blueprint. So in your first session with your coach, they will start setting up this blueprint with you. And it includes your learning profile, where your coach gathers some information about your learning styles and starts to put together a plan for you to learn, memorize, and break down law. It also will include some MBE, MEE, and MPT strategies and plans for you. In the beginning, these will be some best practices based on your learning styles, but these things will be updated as you go through bar prep and your coach learns more about you and what your strengths and weaknesses are. You'll walk through your study space designer, making sure that you're optimizing where you're studying and that it is setting you up for success. You'll talk about different mindset and self-care strategies. This gets back to the point that we are really focused on you as a person, not just because we're good people and care about you, but we are those things, but because we know that these outside factors can and do interfere with people's ability to pass the bar exam. So you'll work through those mindset and self-care plans with your coach as well. We'll also talk about relationship savers, meaning you want to come out of bar prep, with your relationships intact. And in order to do that, you need to have some strategies and set some boundaries. And so your coach will talk to you about looking out for those things. We'll also talk about the importance of mentors and accountability. Obviously, you have a lot of that built in with Vinco, which is great, but you also want to tap into your greater network and make sure that you're accessing all the support that's available to you at this time. Then your coach starts to put together your customized bar course and schedule creator, where this is where they take all the materials that you have. So a lot of times our students are repeat takers who have accumulated a lot of materials, and your coach is going to get a list of all of that stuff and tell you, we're going to use this, we're not going to use that, here's how we're going to use this. And then they start getting more information about how you spend your time, what you have going on in your life, so they can create your schedule, which we'll talk about in a second. And then we have our blueprint checkup, where you can check in on how you're doing in each of these categories on a weekly basis. So you can see what might be causing you to, fall behind, or what's causing you a lot of stress and anxiety. So next we have our customized daily schedule and time management, which is provided for all of our students. Here's an example of a Vinco pass sheet. Pass sheet is what we call our schedule because we're subliminally messaging that we're going to pass the bar exam. And it is a detailed schedule for every single day of bar prep. It tells you exactly what you're supposed to be doing in every area: MEE, MBE, MPT, what substance you're supposed to be breaking down. We take self-care seriously, so we add that column there. And this is all based on your blueprint. So your blueprint and your pass sheet are best friends. They work together. So if it says break down crim law and civ pro, see blueprint, That means you go to your blueprint and there will be a strategy there from your coach on how you should be doing that, right? And then in that last column, we have the ability for the student to update us on their progress and ask us any questions that they may have. Oop. Next, we have stress management, and this is part of the blueprint, this little word bubble here that I made and I'm very proud of. I think it's pretty, but we are incorporating these stress management tools. We're never going to make you do anything that you don't believe in or that you don't think is helpful for you. But if stress is really problematic, these are some things that your coach may suggest and may start to build into the plan. And even if they're not these things, your coach is going to be asking you to think about how you manage stress best and making sure that you're incorporating those things into your plan as well. Next, we support our students by giving them lots and lots of feedback. So that would be on your essays, on your MPTs, how you're doing with your strategies. And here's an example of how we might give that feedback on essays. So this is an example from Coach Steve. And I want to start out by saying all the coaches have different styles of feedback, and many of them use many different styles, right? So some coaches use color coding, sometimes use track changes. Some coaches will go through the essay with you line by line on the call. That's a function of what the student needs and the coach's style. And that can be communicated, right? If your coach is doing it one way and you might want to see feedback in a different way, that's something that you can absolutely talk to them about. There's not necessarily a right or wrong way to do this. It's about figuring out what's best for the student. So here you can see this feedback and rewriting of some of the essay to really help the students see where they can pick up some more points. Next up, you have tons of access and accountability with your coach. So this is a screenshot of Slack, which is a free messaging software that we use to talk to our students. Again, this is something that nobody knew about before this year, but now many people are using Slack for work. And this is where our community lives. So we have the ability for students to message their coaches there, but then we also have some themed channels where everyone can ask questions related to law or mindset or skills. And this is where we can give group announcements to everyone. Like I said, it's free. You can download it on your phone, download it on your computer, and your coach during bar prep season, they do respond to Slack messages and emails within 24 hours, 7 days a week. And the reason we give that level of access is because we don't want our students staying stuck when they hit a roadblock. We want you to be able to keep moving forward. And so having quick and easy access to your coach is the best way to do that. Next, I just want to talk about our community for a second. This is back when we could, see people in person. This is from this summer. Vinco tries to have an annual party. And I just want to highlight that when you sign up for Vinco, yes, you're getting your coach and that's your primary contact point, but you're also getting access to all of the coaches. And I want to highlight that we really do work as a team. If a coach comes up against a problem that is something they haven't seen before, they have access to all the other coaches and all of our years of experience to ask questions and bounce things off of. And it's not unheard of for a coach to pull in another coach and be like, hey, can you chat with my student about this? I know you've had experience here. We really do work together in that regard. And I also want to take a moment to brag on our students. You're also getting this amazing community of students. A lot of times our students are referrals of students who have taken the program before. And so they end up knowing each other, but they're all very welcoming. If you ask a question in Slack, nobody's going to make you feel stupid for asking that. People are going to jump in and try to help answer your question. We have accountability partners that can be set up from our students. And listen, none of these things are things that you have to do, right? Once you sign up, you meet with your coach. And if that's the only thing you want to do, that's the only thing that you have to do. But the students who see the most success in this program really get involved and make the most of it. And that is part of what makes, I think, the program so special and so effective, is that you don't have that isolation. You're not alone. There's other people going through the same thing you are, and you're all there supporting each other. Also, look at this good looking group of students. In addition, included with all packages, we have 8 group coaching sessions. These are happening for the February 21 exam on Saturdays. This is just an example. This is another touch point for community and to be able to connect with other people, but it is also an opportunity for you to get more practice. We do essays and MBE questions every week. As part of this, we also have 2 MPT workshops. And this is just because even though your coach is doing the custom stuff for you, there are some just common best practices. And these group calls are a chance to get an additional hour of practice for the 8 weeks leading up to the bar exam. And again, this is not something you have to participate in. They're recorded, so you can watch them later if you don't want to come live. This is also an opportunity for us to have a little bit of fun. We run contests and have prizes. I would never say that we make bar prep like exciting or the best time of your life, but we aim to make it suck a little bit less. And this is one way that we do that. And I've definitely found through the years that the students who get the most involved with this and take the most advantage of this see the best results. Finally, new for 2021, which I'm so excited about, is we are including PMBR 3-day with all of our packages. And what is PMBR? It is PMBR 3-day is an MBE supplement. Okay. And so it's a full length MBE practice exam that has this video question-based review, which is amazing. It has the PMBR Red Book, which is a 650 practice question book, and it has detailed explanations. And then we have a 1,300 question Q bank with detailed explanations as well. And so you are getting, I mean, my math isn't like amazing, but I feel like that's almost 2,000 MBE questions right there. And in addition, and this is only with Vinco. So the first 3 things there are the practice test, the book, and the 1,300 questions. Anyone who signs up for PMBR 3-day through PMBR gets that. But you get that, and your coach gets an additional question bank of 1,000 MBE style questions, and your coach can make you custom quizzes. I'm so excited about this. We have been huge PMBR fans for a long time. We've always had like a discount code that we can give our students and have always referred them here for a supplement. But now having all of our students have this and have our coaches being able to make those custom quizzes is going to be a huge game changer. And as I said, this is part of all of our coaching packages right now. So I really hope that that has given you some more insight into what it really looks like to work with Vinco and how we can really help you reach your bar exam goals. I'll leave you with the beautiful Jolivet, one of our lovely students, former students, who says, I truly believe that it is because of Vinco that I was able to pass the bar exam on the first try. We were so proud of her, and it was so lovely to have her as one of our students. Well, there you have it. I hope this little peek behind the curtain as to what it's really like to work with Vinco was helpful if you're considering using us for coaching. I know it is an investment. It can be really overwhelming to try to figure out if something is a good fit for you. So hopefully this answers some of the questions you have. But if you have any more questions, do feel free to reach out to us. You can learn more at our website, which is vincoprep.com, or you can take advantage of the free bar prep consults we are offering right now by emailing our friend Sheena at info@vincoprep.com. All right, I will see you tomorrow for day 10.